So about 2 years ago, I was unable to sit in my office with my legs crossed. I'm a psychologist. I sit for a living. You can imagine that was a problem. I want to talk to you about how I solved that and some other things that I figured out along the way coming up. Hello everyone, welcome to Mind Blowing Health and Wellness with Violet. The reason that I make these videos is because I want you to work on your mental health and physical health so that these two things can come together and help you to create the best possible life that you can have. It wasn't just sitting cross-legged, it was climbing stairs, it was descending stairs, it was walking a little quickly to keep up with my daughter. It was like basically anything that had to do with your hip was causing me problems. You can imagine that I was not happy about this, but it gets worse because what do I do when I'm not being a psychologist? Well, I ride a longboard, I ride bicycles, I rollerblade, I ride snowboard, ski, we like to go tobogganing, we like to go for long walks. Do you hear a theme? Everything that I like to do has to do with being up on my legs and walking or running around. Having a hip that wasn't functioning was a problem. It's not the first time that I'd ever encountered physical pain and health issues. It was around the age of 24, 25. My knees started bothering me. However, I attributed that to a bad fall I had skiing. I had elbow issues that I attributed to playing badminton. I had back issues, but I also contributed a bit to badminton, a bit to skiing because of course the falls. I had a neck issue that I had to and have been seeing a chiropractor for since about the time my daughter was maybe 4 years old. She's now 15. So you could see where I've lived a lot of physiological pain in my lifetime. And so I've overcome this pain to do my activities. I was not able to overcome the hip pain and continue to do my activities. It grabbed me. It was over. I missed my first season of skiing ever since I resumed skiing because I couldn't go. So I was highly, highly motivated to find an answer to this problem. Is what all that story was to build up to. Highly motivated. And so when I decided to look into solving this problem, well, I didn't really look into anything. My first thought was, Violet, you're kind of overweight. Get out there, lose weight, and then you will be able to do your sports again. So I committed to eating well, standard American diet well, for what I understood. I committed to exercising. Now, I couldn't do physically like heavy exercise because my hip was horrible, but I was able to go for walks. And I committed to going for a walk every single morning before I started work. And I was eating super, super clean, very low calorie. And I was certain that I was going to just get myself back into a good weight and be back to my usual activities. Well, guess what happened? In about 9 months, I believe it was, because I completely missed that ski season, I lost nothing. I didn't gain anything, but I didn't lose anything. And so that following February, I believe it was, I started to do some research to try to figure out, okay, my hip is hurting, why? What I figured out, well, there's a few things that happened. During the winter and doing all that walking, what I did realize is that the more I moved, at least I could get through a few hours of sitting before it would hit me again. So that was interesting to me. So it made me think, well, there's something happening with the hip itself and not necessarily that it was just strictly a weight problem because I didn't lose any weight, right? But walking seemed to help. And eventually what I figured out is that I had inflammation in my hip. So then the question was, how do you solve inflammation? And as I started to do research, what I figured out is that the way you solve inflammation is to remove carbohydrates from your diet. I learned that piece of information at the end of February, and I did not believe it. So the entire month of March and half of April, I spent researching that piece of information to really verify, is that the answer? Because I couldn't believe it. Sugar causes inflammation. It was written in an article and I couldn't believe it. I do more research and more research and more research and learn sugar causes inflammation. Okay. So April 20th, 2018, and just for your clarity, I didn't look up that piece of information. That date is tattooed in my brain. It was the day that I said, sugar's gone. The last sugar that I ever ate. April 20, 2018, I started a ketogenic lifestyle. I haven't looked back. And what was weird is that, did it solve the problem? Absolutely. Did it solve the problem before I lost the majority of the weight? Absolutely. Now, this is the part that I find incredible. I am today able to sit cross-legged. I am today able to ride my longboard. I went snowboarding and I fell, no problems. All of the inflammation that I was living, so all of the joint issues, knees, elbows, back, neck, have cleared up. Part of me doesn't even know what to say, because part of me is relieved and happy and excited, and part of me is angry and frustrated that I didn't know this information before. My issues with joints started in my 20s. I figured it out at 46. I wish I would have known. But the thing is, now I know. Living a ketogenic lifestyle has allowed me to get back to living life. Living a ketogenic lifestyle has allowed me to be able to play with my daughter easily. I was always playing with her because it was a goal of mine to live my life with her the way that my mom lived her life with me. She's still alive, lives her life with me. My mom still plays with the children, the grandchildren, right? She takes them to the park and she plays kickball with them. And my mom has always been in our life. She taught me how to skip. And my mom was the greatest skipper. I don't know if she still skips anymore, but she was she could do she played with us. And I wanted to play with my daughter. And so being in pain was never a barrier to me to get out there and do stuff, because I wanted to be that great example that hopefully she would grow up and play with her kids. The ability that I have today to play even more easily with my daughter and my niece and nephew and any of the children who want to come and play and learn to longboard and do all the fun things that we do together, those things happen. Well, they happen because of my commitment, but they also happen more easily today. One of the things that's really amazing is how well our body is able to repair. I'm happy to report that not only are my joints feeling good, but like I said, sometimes when you go snowboarding and you go skiing, you fall. And of course I had falls this year and I was okay. I've been concerned about aging, not because I'm afraid to get old, or not even because I'm afraid to pass away. I'm concerned about aging because I want to do fun stuff. These aches and pains were getting in the way of me doing fun stuff, and now they're not there anymore, and I actually get to continue to do fun stuff. I'm telling the story because I want more people to know that when you eat properly, you can actually enjoy your life. It's not true that because we are older, we are going to be in pain. It's not true that because you get older, you are automatically going to weigh more. I weigh less now than I did in my 30s. It's not true that because you are older, you have to slow down. And part of me already knew that was not true, because you know what? There are a lot of athletes that we see who are out there in the world and they're still doing things and living life and engaging. In my community, I remember some of my next door neighbors who lived near my grandmother were almost my grandmother's age, but they were out there running around and doing stuff and they were moving. So I know it's not true, and I'm happy that I know it's not true because I'm living it. I am being active today in a much easier way, so it's easier for me to be active than 10 years ago because I don't have the aches and pains. I wake up in the morning and I actually get out of bed. You know, if you would talk to Pat about like, oh my God, getting me up in the morning before I started to do this, how many snoozes of the alarm was I doing? Now I wake up and I get up. It's amazing when you have energy It's amazing when your body feels good that you actually want to get up and go do stuff. It's my goal to help people to understand that when you take care of your physical health and your mental health, you can get out there and live a happy, healthy life. I'm doing it, and I know that you can do it. Prioritize your health over the taste of food. There are so many fun things that you can be out there doing, so many great experiences and interactions with people where you can allow your fun to come from those things and let your food be the fuel and the building blocks that you need. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, like and subscribe, because I make these videos every week. If you want to contribute to the production of videos, Amazon links, Patreon links in the description below. I really enjoy making these videos for you guys. Can't wait to talk to you again next week. Thank you for watching Mind Blowing Health and Wellness with Violet. Talk to you next week.